Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy and Burk talking about movies. We're going to talking about movie trailers a bit lately, and we have two today, right? Two.
We're going to talk about Bommai, and there's two, Bommai 1 and Bommai 2. We did not do the first Bommai, so I wanted to do them back to back. I love doing this. I almost like when we missed the first one because then I like seeing them back to back and comparing them. Like, how's the story different? Did they do the first trailer and do some marketing and testing and go, we need to add this to that, to give this people more, like, are they trying to create a different mood? Like, that's always fascinating to me to see how it evolves. So
yeah.
So we'll start with the first one. And
you can speculate if they changed a tactic or whatever. You can say, well, obviously that didn't work, or this worked, so they did it again.
That's right. Exactly. So we're going to see, does it make us want to see the movie? Does it tell us what the movie's about? And how do the trailers differ from each other? Or how are they the same? So let's take a look.
Yeah. Is it going to make me want to see it? Shall we watch the first one?
Let's watch the first one.
Okay. Oh, is it up? Is it ready? Is it in the projector?
Ready.
It's all spooled up in our
I think so.
kerosene-powered Cinemondo projector.
Exactly.
You have to open up the window because the fumes are deadly. All right, here we go.
உலகத்திலே ரொம்ப விசித்திரமானது மனிதனோட மூளை. விஞ்ஞானம், மருத்துவம் இதற்கெல்லாம் அப்பாற்பட்ட கோடிக்கணக்கான மர்மங்கள் அதுல இருக்கு.
இந்த உலகத்துல எல்லாமே மாறிடும் சொல்லுவாங்க. சில விஷயங்கள் எத்தனை காலம் ஆனாலும் மாறுறதே இல்லை. நீ மாறவே இல்லடா.
இந்த காதலில் மறுபடி வீழும் நொடி வீரல் கோக்க உன் ஒரு
மனசுக்கு பிடிச்ச இடத்துல வேலை செய்யறது ஒரு சந்தோஷம்.
நீ மைத்திட விழிகளை பார்த்து
வேலை செய்யற இடத்துல மனசுக்கு பிடிச்சவங்க இருந்தா
மைதியில் இதயமும் தூங்குதடி.
ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸ் கிடைக்கல, சிசிடிவி ஃபுட்டேஜ்ல எதுவும் கிடைக்கல.
அப்படி என்னையா இருக்கு இந்த பொம்மையில?
என்ன தொட்டு தொட்டு பாக்குறேன்.
இதுக்கெல்லாம கொலை பண்ணுவாங்க.
இங்க எல்லாரும் அவங்கவுங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சவங்களோட தான் சார் வாழ்றாங்க. அதானே சார் வாழ்க்கை.
என்னை எப்படியாச்சும் இங்கேருந்து கூட்டிட்டு போயிடுறான். நம்ம மறுபடியும் பிரியவே கூடாதுடா.
வெற்றி வேணா.
Romantic thriller.
Yeah, it looks a bit. Yeah.
Whoa, looks much more thriller than romantic to me.
A little bit creepy. It's
very creepy. Definitely.
Yeah. It's another one of those films that's one of those film. Not gonna say film because I haven't seen the film, but it's another one of those trailers that starts off looking like a stylized fantasy, strange, mysterious, fantastical world of imagination with these mannequins, and does he imagine that they're real women and all this kind of stuff, and then suddenly there's this sound whoosh in the trailer,
reality,
and suddenly it's a crime drama. It's like a total realistic crime drama, and when the guy hits his head on that wall or whatever, and it just, there seems to be this kind of trend that you want to give people like more than one movie when you're promoting a film. You want them to see like, okay, this is, you're not just going to get one movie, you're going to get 2 or 3 movies here.
Of course, to be fair, any movie about a man obsessed with mannequins or dolls turns out this way. it's like if you're obsessed with
Yeah.
mannequins, like he has this fantasy world that's all beautiful, and apparently he's obsessed with this woman that has a birthmark. That's a very telling, indicator of who that is. So when she notices it on a mannequin that he apparently has painted on there, it's like,
Yeah.
why is that on there? Like,
Yeah.
so it's
no
almost
reason.
like all of a sudden his world falls apart when he realizes that his fantasy world is not what's really happening. So I
Yeah.
kind of like that realization idea. And then apparently he's doing everything he can to keep that fantasy world alive, which could mean killing people because they're inconvenient to your fantasy.
But does the mannequin have the birthmark because he's obsessed with her and he's sort of created a vision of her, or is she like a manifestation of his fantasy? Like maybe
which
he put
one's
that on there
real?
and then she appears in his life and he's like, holy crap, that's my mannequin. You come to life,
That's true. I mean,
it
I
could
think
be anything really, but then suddenly there's a crime drama,
well, because he has to protect his fantasy at all costs. So I think anyone who's kind of getting in his way, I think that's the impression I get from the millions of mannequin movies I have seen.
Right. And then at the end, it looks like he's having a psychological break, with all the different faces and everything. And his like, it's like there's something obviously kind of going wrong with this poor dude,
wrong.
Yeah.
And so the director, Radha Mohan, also is in line to direct the Vijay Telepathy movie 68.
Oh,
so that's a big deal. So he's showing like he's definitely got action chops. You can tell like he's got a little bit of that, but he also can bring a little bit of that humor. He's got the slow motion object of desire, woman thing that
and slow motion fights and people like floating in the air in slow motion and flipping over backwards in slow motion, and
And J Suryah is the main guy who's obsessed, and he has those big eyes. Like I love he has these big eyes that like make him look like he's a little like not all there.
Yeah, he's pretty good at being sort of unhinged looking,
Yes.
He's not like a scary dude, but when you really look at him, he sort of puts it into his eyes, and it's a good performance.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. So they got a good actor to play that lead role because he looks kind of relatable and kind of, he's kind of sweet, and yet he's So we have the second one. Look at just this. I'm interested in seeing like where this goes and get more information. Do we get to see what's got going on?
Does it start off as a cute romantic comedy and then suddenly in the middle of the trailer it becomes a space thriller drama in outer space?
What's it gonna be?
Aliens. Alien mannequins.
So this is trailer 2 for Bommai.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready to go. Do you see it?
And I do see it.
Okay.
Right.
எனக்கு அதை தர முடியுமா?
எதை? பொம்மையா?
என்ன ராஜு இத பாக்கிறதுக்கு இவ்வளவு வெக்கப்படுறீங்க?
அப்படி என்ன ஆகுது பொம்மையில? அப்படி என்ன ஸ்பெஷல்?
மனசுக்கு பிடிச்ச இடத்துல வேலை செய்யறது ஒரு சந்தோஷம். வேலை செய்யற இடத்துல மனசுக்கு பிடிச்சவங்க இருந்தா இன்னும் சந்தோஷம் இல்லையா?
நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு கற்பனை உலகம் இருக்கும். அதில் நாம் நினச்ச மாதிரி தான் வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருப்போம். என்ன நமக்கு அதோட லிமிட் தெரியும், ராஜுக்கு அது தெரியல. அவன் அந்த கோட்டை தாண்டிட்டான்.
அந்த பொம்மையா?
என்னை எப்படியாச்சும் இங்கேருந்து கூட்டிட்டு போயிடுறான் ப்ளீஸ். என் கண்ணு முன்னாடி என்ன வேலை பேசுறானுங்கடா. அதுல ஒருத்தன் என்ன தொட்டு தொட்டு பாக்குறான். ரெண்டு ஜோடி கடை பொம்மையாடா. நம்ம மறுபடியும் பிரியவே கூடாதுடா.
இனிமே நம்மளை யாரும் பிரிக்க முடியாது நந்தினி. அதான் நான் இருக்கேன்ல, அப்படி விட்டுருவேனா?
The second trailer definitely made your theory look right, where he almost in a way has conjured this woman who's like, is that me? What's happening? Like, it almost looks like she's not even real, but he has to keep her real. And then, in his head that she's outside of the mannequin reel, but she's also like, why does that mannequin look like me? Like,
yeah,
that's so
but
weird. I can't.
They seem like they're coworkers, and he said the thing about it's so nice when you really like somebody you work with. It makes it a joy to come to work, and it's like that's kind of. It sounds kind of sweet, but in a way, it's something that you might not want to hear from somebody you work with.
No.
You know, because then you have to go to work every day with this person knowing that they have feelings for you, or wondering if they have feeling, or like, oh, he's looking at me, you know.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
It's unrequited. It gets super awkward and weird. Like it's just, yeah, it's not a good thing. And we saw a lot of the same footage. They didn't really tell us a lot more. They just seemed like they retooled it a little bit to show more of the real girl versus more of the fantasy girl, trying to get that point across that she's not just the fantasy. I think that was the tweak in the second one. It's just a little bit more real life, but you're still not sure how much is real.
Yeah, and she has that thing like they're touching me. What am I, a mannequin, or am I just a piece of plaster?
And her haggling over me, like she's looking at the mannequin. So it's all very confusing.
That symbolism of how women get treated sometimes in situations like that, where I guess maybe there's a little bit of a fashion world edge to the store. I don't know, like maybe she's a model or something. I'm not sure. It's hard to really tell.
Is the mannequin based on a real person? Because the birthmark is a definite indicator that is someone he knows, and he wants this mannequin to be that person. I can't tell. Like he says, the coworker, he then gets the mannequin and makes it look like her, or is it the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah.
Very, very confusing. So we have some posters. They may or may not help. All right. Doesn't help, but it's creepy and cool. It's very weird looking.
Yeah. He's not being portrayed as a likable, lovable, cute, coworker.
Not there. And then we have, I like this one a lot because you see the painter of the mannequin. It's just eerie. I love the lightness of it, and like he's the one that's fully toned, whereas like everything else seems a little blown out. Like he's the only thing that's real in a weird way. Yeah, really pretty.
But he's got this careful vibe. He's wearing the white gloves, and he's very carefully painting her face, like he's conjuring her. He's creating something.
Yeah. So this is kind of the key art for the trailer. Like there's a bunch of different posters. This one's what I found in addition to the other one, which I think just didn't give us enough information. So I liked this one, so I wanted to bring it up. I don't know if it's the official key art, but it's trailer key art, which, why not? Why not have multiple posters? Everyone does.
Yeah. And he's got that, the actor here in the poster and in the film, he's got that kind of unhinged look to him, but he's also kind of looks like he's being portrayed as this sort of disheveled artist type. Like maybe that's an appealing thing about him. The fact that he's kind of this funky rock and roll looking dude that is also an artist or creative type. And I don't know, his seems like a strange, I don't know how to interpret the character based on what I've seen in the trailers.
Yeah. Just so he does not know how to ride a bike. He fell off. He hit a pothole. It's like, dude.
Yeah. Go around it.
So let us know what you think of this movie. And do you know anything about it? Do you have more insight? We're kind of basing it off usually mannequins are in kind of a horror type genre. So we're kind of looking at that lens. But if you know more about this movie, we'd love to hear about it.
I'm thinking of that movie. What is it called? Tourist Trap, and the Twilight Zone episode called The After Hours and things like that. Because mannequins, anything that has a human form, of course, has a little bit of creepy undertone to it, especially when you have a character who believes in the reality of that character or what that represents. Like, ventriloquist with the ventriloquist dummy that he thinks is alive and telling him what to do. And you think sometimes there's really lonely guys who maybe fall in love with an image of a woman, like a mannequin or a doll or something, or a photograph in a magazine, or an ancient photograph in a locket that he wants to time travel to meet. There's that symbol of a woman thing, which is kind of goes into it. What's weird about it is it's kind of romantic, like it was in Somewhere in Time. Christopher Reeve falls in love with Jane Seymour of Photograph, but it's also, you can also push it a little bit more and it becomes deeply creepy and sad.
I was just looking up. I wanted to see. I know there was that Elijah. Okay, it's Maniac. That Elijah Wood movie about mannequins, and it was the same thing where he couldn't tell between real and fake women, and it was sort of similar to this, where he ends up being a murderer. But maybe we'll see. Maybe he'll be that too. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
like,
people getting lost in their fantasies is kind of sad. It's bitter. It's a very.
Sad.
In some ways, I mean, if a different filmmaker took it, they could make it sort of sweet. Like, oh, he's a creative guy and he's in love with her.
He just has a mannequin as a friend.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Or, if you do have a story about a guy who sculpts a sculpture and he makes a sculpture of this woman that he loves, that can be portrayed as being so sweet and so amazingly cool. But imagine it from the perspective of a woman who thinks the guy is kind of creepy, and he spent all this time sculpting my face, and now he has my face in his house. And it can be done either very sweet or very disturbing.
Mostly disturbing, but he could be hapless and cute. But if anyone has like a sculpture of you or your face in his apartment without your consent, it just seems weird. It's not good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
Unless
so let us know what you think.
Swayze or somebody, unless
that's true. That's okay then.
If it's cute,
It's true. It's a very fine line.
It's a fine line between
creepy
stupid,
and
clever,
cute.
creepy and cute. Yeah.
All right. Let us know what you think of this movie.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.